In the following video I will reflect on the concept of quantum medicine and NLS devices. On the manufacturer's website we will see that the biophilia device, the manufacturer's information, it is possible to find that it says how biofeedback works by bioresonance. And he says, each organ, tissue and cell in the body has a different frequency, and then he talks about the rotation of the atoms in the cells. This information can be found directly on the manufacturer's website mentioning biofeedback and bioresonance. In the database of the World Health Organization it is possible to find the concept of bioresonance therapy. I am going to leave you this link in the description of the video so that you can have it and access this information. This is the website of the World Health Organization and is in English, Spanish, Portuguese and French. And here we have that the definition of bioresonance therapy says, a form of holistic medicine. The first thing it says, form of holistic medicine, in which electromagnetic waves are used to diagnose and treat diseases. But the first thing, it is a form of holistic medicine, and if we go to hierarchical structure. We are going to see that bioresonance therapy has the code E02 and is within the concept of holistic health E02. And the concept of biofeedback within the field of psychology is already quite developed in the hierarchical structure. We can see that it is considered a complementary therapy. Observe, it has the classification E02 as complementary therapy, but in addition to being complementary therapy it is within the F02 category that corresponds to psychophysiology, and this concept is tremendously relevant to the concept of psychophysiology because it comes from physiology and psychology, and you can see that it is within the scope of psychophysiology. Of psychiatry and psychology. Therefore, biofeedback therapy is a therapy that is considered within the field of psychology, psychiatry, it is considered within the field of behavioral sciences, and we can also find that psychophysiology is considered, psychology, that this is one of my specialty. Neuropsychology. Therefore, psychological biofeedback therapy is considered a complementary therapy, therefore it can be practiced by anyone complying with the legal regulations of each country, and is also considered within the scope of psychology and psychiatry, and is considered within what is therapeutic. Another relevant topic, biofeedback therapies are considered within the category of mind-body therapy and within the category of complementary therapies. You can see the trademark classification that corresponds to complementary therapies and then the subcategory of mind-body therapies. In the following document from the Library of Medicine in the United States I am going to show an interesting article that says it is time to adopt quantum medicine. Here it says it is time to adopt quantum medicine is a formal document that can be found on the website of the here. It says nih.gov, that is, it is a formal information from the US government where it is said it is time to adopt quantum medicine. In chapter number 4 of this interesting document talks in relation to quantum medicine about the ability to recognize the existence of a disease and diagnose. a patient before it is perceived symptomatically. I am going to repeat this: the ability to recognize the existence of a disease, that is, that quantum medicine allows the ability to recognize the existence of a disease and diagnose a patient before it is symptomatically perceived through the application of quantum theory, but this has an explanation. And a foundation because it says that the properties of the cell membranes have frequencies that go in a range from 10 to 10, that is, we are talking about gigahertz. What you are mentioning is that the membranes of the cells communicate with each other through gigahertz. Now I'm going to show it in English as well so you can see. It says the ability, here is the phrase so that you can see it, to recognize the diagnosis in advance, before the symptoms appear. Here it is in English. And the author of this research is, says Sid Sitko, Quantum Physics of Living Beings. I give this document to my students in the millimeter wave course, because the foundation of millimeter waves is in this scientist Sid Sitko, who investigated the origins of millimeter waves. He investigated the case of a person who was healed of a gastric ulcer after that doctors applied gigahertz frequencies in one eye. As a result of this, there was a recovery from a gastric ulcer, and Sitko and other scientists discovered that applying millimeter waves to acupuncture points generated recovery from chronic pathologies. Then this chapter, in Chapter 7 appears. I recommend that you see Chapter 7, the concept macroscopic quantum phenomena. Macroscopic quantum phenomena. In general we talk about the quantum, what is inside the atom, but here they talk about quantum phenomena can be studied within the macroscopic field, and here the concept of quantum holistic medicine appears. You can find it if you filter the concept of quantum holistic medicine. So we show again the concept of bioresonance therapy, which says that it is a form of holistic medicine. That is, when we are talking about holistic medicine, we are talking about bioresonance. And here in the hierarchical structure we see that bioresonance therapy corresponds to holistic health. Within this concept of the broader, macroscopic quantum phenomena, they mention the more holistic aspects of medicine. It talks about the more holistic aspects of medicine, therefore it talks about integrative medicine and transpersonal psychology. And here this point is very relevant because he is mentioning within the concept of quantum medicine, he talks about integrative medicine and transpersonal psychology, therefore he is integrating the concepts of psychology and integrative medicine. And then I mention this paragraph that is tremendously relevant to what is the vision of quantum medicine and complementary therapies. Says the following: current research on psychosomatic diseases indicates the need to apply these holistic methods. That is, when we are talking about psychosomatic diseases, let's mention autoimmune diseases, many diseases that affect such as arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis, many psychosomatic diseases, we can see the need to apply holistic methods, and here is the relevant and the direct focus on acupuncture and awareness, and it is Hence the relevance of the bioplast, Metatron, biophilia equipment, the devices with which we use and carry out training. That is, he mentions the direct approach to acupuncture and human consciousness through the application of macroscopic quantum theory. In this aspect, he integrates transpersonal psychology and integrative medicine. And now I'm going to reflect on the concept of quantum holistic medicine. In the following video of the principles of operation of the NLS team, which is freely presented on YouTube, it is possible to find at minute 9 with 37 seconds, we see how this scientist presents that the bio-inductors of the Metatron devices have north and south magnetic inductors. He talks about north magnetic inductors. And south, and it is possible to see at minute 3 minutes and 46 seconds that it talks about the left and right polarization spins of the torsion fields, therefore right and left polarization of the torsion fields, and then it is possible to find that it says right rotation of. Red color and left rotation is blue, and it is possible to see in the bioplast, Metatron and biophilia apparatus this image where it says north-dominated gyrus and south-dominated spin, and it says here therefore in the bioplast, Metatron biophilia apparatus shows the effect of the north and south rotation of the electromagnetic field of the area that is being measured, that is being treated. And here we return to the interesting thing, it says north and south magnetic inductors, that is to say positive and negative, and therefore if we have north and south magnetic inductors we have positive polarity and polarity. Negative, and here we come to an interesting analysis on the website again of the World Health Organization where the definition of yin and yang appears. We can say that the theory of yin and yang is a principle of polarity, but I am going to stop. The following talks about yin and talks about negative polarity and then positive polarity. Therefore the NLS bioplast Metatron biophilia devices have a sensor that is placed on the head that generates a positive and a negative, and what corresponds to the yin and yang of medicine. Going back to the US government document, here is the relevance of quantum holistic medicine. I have just shown you how bioplasma, Metatron and biophilia devices have a sensor that is capable of generating a positive and negative electromagnetic field, and therefore yin and yang. And to end this presentation I show again what I showed before, which is the current research on psychosomatic illnesses indicates the need to apply holistic methods and a focus on acupuncture and human consciousness, and this is tremendously relevant, and that is why the concept of quantum holistic medicine is related to seeing the person as a whole, and that is where we can understand and comprehend the relevance and great usefulness of all the devices with which we use, and by applying these devices we are within the concept of holistic medicine. Quantum. I present my website. On my website you will find courses of these devices in English, French, Italian, different languages, courses of Metatron, biophilia, bioplast, but you can also find courses of millimeter waves. That millimeter waves are applied directly to the acupuncture points, and the Bioblast, Metatron and biophilia also measure acupuncture points, and therefore this is an opportunity to be able to have a comprehensive training within the concept of quantum holistic medicine. If you have doubts about these concepts and the concept of quantum holistic medicine, you can communicate to my WhatsApp or by mail, and I will leave you in the description of the video the reference links of the World Health Organization, the Library of Medicine of the United States. United so that they can have the official information and can begin to have the basic theoretical framework to be able to understand that these bioresonance and biofeedback devices and millimeter waves bioresonance, biofeedback and millimeter waves correspond to quantum holistic medicine.